so it's quite different than what's already in the service system at the moment. And one of the main issues that I'd always seen was that people went through that cycle of staying in homelessness, and breaking homelessness was really difficult. And it wasn't just a matter of having stable, secure, appropriate accommodation for people, but for a group of people that needed ongoing support, and they just didn't need it for a duration, they needed it ongoing, and they needed a much higher level of intensity of support to allow them to sustain that housing. And really this model was geared at those people.
After a year of operating, we have seen amazing results where people are really working hard to settle into that housing and to get on with their lives. We've been very fortunate that there's been political leadership at a federal government level and a state government level, within government departments, across corporates and philanthropy, and within our sector. We've had a great commitment for people wanting to be involved in this project.
This is a self-contained flat and it's beautiful. They have supplied everything we need in the flat.
Lonely, isolated, whether I'm going to get mugged, am I safe, am I secure? And I might add that's a lot of the things I've felt all my life going through boarding houses, even in a room. For the longest time and until recently I haven't been able to show tears, didn't care how I lived, didn't look after myself, didn't want to look after myself. The minute I came over here, everything changed. Everything improved. Eating habits improved, sleeping habits improved, everything improved. But it's blooming on the up for a change.
As an organisation, we want to ensure that we contribute positively to the communities that we work in. That's something that drives our organisation and drives our people. One of the benefits for us when we look at our Common Ground experience is what's happened to the people at Grocon. They feel enriched for having been part of the project, for their contribution, for their help. They're very proud, they've got pride, both personal pride and pride in the organisation for assisting in the creation of Common Ground. It's something that we thoroughly enjoy. Quite frankly, here in Melbourne at the moment, I think in our organisation we almost have a void of emotion that completing the Common Ground project has left in our organisation. So we're very keen to be involved in another project that's going to be able to achieve the same benefit.
I guess the thing about Elizabeth Street is that it brings together a range of elements that have never been brought together in this way before. But Elizabeth Street is different in some key ways, and I think one of the things is the level of support, the model of on-site support. Look, I think from our perspective, we're really coming through the early settling period. What we're hoping for now, and this is the longer term vision for Elizabeth Street, is that we can really start to create a sense of home, community, place, so the social enterprise creating training, employment opportunities.
A lot of the times when you're homeless and you're sort of struggling to just make ends meet, and you feel like you're destitute, you feel like you're rubbish, and you move in here and you're uplifted by the staff, you're uplifted by each other, and you're given dignity, you're given safety, you're given a sense of being a human being.
We deliver learning opportunities for the residents on site. We call it the Learning Precinct at Common Ground, and it has been a fantastic engagement of people to discover that they have potential to learn, potential to enjoy learning particularly, and to work with others in their learning experience.
And the Rotary Club of Melbourne have been absolutely brilliant in supporting us, from moving in and having volunteers who donated their time just to establish the 65 apartments for us. But beyond that, they've donated an enormous amount of money to fit out all the ancillary service spaces. So the counselling area, rooftop garden, library, computer lab, art room.
We do see it as a long-term commitment for us because it's not the sort of thing that you can just throw money and resources at and all of a sudden it's fixed overnight. It's a long-term commitment, it's a long-term platform that we see Rotary becoming involved with in this community.
In Elizabeth Street, you've got the capacity to work with people over the long term, and probably more importantly, you've got the capacity to develop a relationship with them that then they can use to assist them to improve their health.
I came in to see the building and my new home. I went upstairs, walked into my new place, opened the door, and what a shock. I could see all of Melbourne from my corner room balcony. I was so happy, grinning from ear to ear.
It's one thing to put someone in a rooming house and say, we'll be back next week to check on you. It's quite another to say, welcome to our place and here you are and we're going to support you. And it's bricks and mortar is one thing, but the team here is what makes the difference. And there's no team in a rooming house that compares to a team here. The Common Ground and the Yarra service that are on site here are just fantastic people. They're positive, they're optimistic, they're non-judgmental and they're supportive, and people recognise that and know it, and they're here 24/7.
For Common Ground tenants, this 1 year anniversary may represent the longest period that they have been housed in a single home for a long time. I hope tenants continue to take up opportunities offered at Elizabeth Street, to take part in programs that can help them improve their lives, make new friendships, learn new skills and reconnect with family and friends. I would also like to acknowledge the community, business and philanthropic partners who have made this achievement possible.
We need more projects like this, especially the funding model. When you have a mixed housing model with the homelessness on one side and then affordable or low-cost housing on the other side, providing a cross-subsidisation, that's exactly the model that the government needs to look at in the future, but we can't do it alone. And the beauty of Common Ground here in Melbourne is it really has been a partnership between the community providers, a partnership with business and Grocon for the work they've done in terms of providing construction, but also with government at both levels. Look, on a personal point of view, can I say to all the people involved in Common Ground, can I say to all the community providers, the business providers, the people who are doing the hard yards, happy birthday, happy first anniversary. It is a tough area, but you are making a difference. You are changing people's lives, and from my own point of view, but also from the government. So thank you, happy birthday, and let's hope there's many more birthdays and many more Common Ground sites around the country.